fables, and the tales and lessons have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah, our guests were inspired by them and inspired by Warren Buffett. The result is the Oracles Fables.
Author John Prescott and illustrator Tom Kerr join us now. Good morning, gentlemen.
Nice to have you here.
Good morning. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
so
us.
she's got the book right here.
Yep.
What's it about?
It's about life. It's lessons for kids, and it's told in the style of Aesop's fables, but each fable is based on a Warren Buffett quote. So it's designed so parents or grandparents and their children can talk about the stories and why the lessons are important, because they're things that kids are going to face.
The three fish. We're looking at this graphic right now on the monitor. What was this lesson about?
This lesson was about, I have to read the thing again.
Here, wait.
You know what? It's about greed.
It's really about greed.
It is about greed. The big fish is catching all the medium-sized fish is catching all the little tiny fish. The big fish is catching the same fish. So the medium-sized fish says, "Listen, fish, why don't we all go? Why don't you start looking for a little bigger fish somewhere else so I can eat all these smaller fish?" And the big fish says, "Yeah, I think you're right," and he eats the medium-sized fish.
Right.
So you'll be careful what you wish for.
The quote in this case, as with all of them, you'll see at the bottom, the left side of the page here, and the bottom kind of a gold font. And with the three fish, the quote from Warren Buffett, "Don't pass up something that's attractive today because you think you will find something way more attractive tomorrow."
There you go.
A lot of us could use that, I would think, in marriage.
Well,
In life,
in a lot of
kids
aspects
are
of life.
reading this and learning it.
And picking your friends. Where do you invest your time? A little kid, do you invest your time with friends that are going to lead to good things, or are you going to invest your time with friends that maybe aren't so good for you?
Just looking at the bears, I'm sorry, I wanted to read
Go
this real
ahead.
quick, Tom, and then you pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. That was with what we were just saying on the screen. Go ahead.
Well, that actually is a perfect illustration of the point I wanted to make, that a lot of the stories and the quotes really build up to lessons that kids and parents can talk about. That's one that John and I talked about, just talking about our own children, that we wish we had this fable to tell them.
To study it, I almost think, though, in calling this a children's book, I mean, frankly, I feel like a lot of young adults, a lot of grown-ups could look at this and be inspired. Is that okay?
Yes, it's perfectly all right. Anybody who wants to buy the book can buy the book, and we'll be very happy about that.
John, you're funny.
Did you get permission from Warren Buffett? How did this all work? I mean,
Well, Tom and I met 15 years ago writing for the Omaha Press Club show. And, of course, Mr. Buffett is in it a lot. Tom has done some projects involving Mr. Buffett. And last spring, Tom and I decided, Tom actually suggested we look at this idea of fables. So Tom presented it to Mr. Buffett. He said, well, let me see a couple. So we did 4 or 5 last summer, and he looked at them and said, yeah, okay, go ahead, go for it. You can sell it at the meeting next May. And we said, okay.
Okay.
And we worked on it, and we just produced the book now.
And here you are rolling it out. We know the meeting is coming upon us
second.
quickly here. So you'll have a book signing that's tied in so that investors who are coming in from out of town, as well as those locally, will be able to meet you and get the book.
Right.
Right. We'll be at the meeting in the bookstore there, and the Bookworm, of course, handles the bookstore at the actual meeting. So we'll be at the Bookworm this coming Sunday from 1 to 3 o'clock signing books.
That's great.
That's the 90th and Center.
New location there.
have you ever written about anything Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway? This is kind of a new experience, isn't it?
Well, I wrote the top 10 for Debbie Basanik as secretary in the 2012 Press Club show.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, you know, what is he going to do with his, what is she going to do with his tax rebate or something like that.
Right,
And it had to do with, well, get rid of all this PC crap and get some Apple equipment in here is one of the top. So I tend to write whimsy.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I've written a lot of things over the years. The beauty part about, and you both know this, if you can communicate, you'll never be hungry. There's always people who need people who know how to talk to people and write well instead of let me show you how to write good.
And to communicate through pictures, Tom.
And the illustrations.
His illustrations are
great.
brilliant.
Are
They're
really,
colorful.
really
I think they
nice.
make the book.
Yes. There's such a great spirit about them. How did you approach it?
John creates this magic, and I read what he writes, and pictures just start flooding into my brain. And
Do you paint them, or is it all done
this
by
is all
computer?
painted.
Because you can see the brush strokes.
Yeah.
Hand paint them?
Yeah, I hand painted it with watercolor and put a little highlight with colored pencil. And I just really love doing the illustrations. As I say, John kind of paints a picture with the words, and I really just filled in the color.
I
What a
love
nice
the cover.
team.
I love the Oracle on the front cover.
It is true. And I found
with
one more
with a
quote.
raccoon and a bear.
We have the book signing
Notice
coming
the
up on
gecko?
Sunday.
Is there a
gecko
gecko?
on the front?
It's on the front cover.
Oh, right there he
There's
is.
the gecko, yeah.
I'd like to close, if you don't mind, with one more quote from Mr. Buffett, and this is from page 23. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Lovely. Thank you so much, John, for being here. It's
Thank
great
you,
to
Mary.
see you.
Tom, thanks a lot.
Tom,
Mike.
have a great
thank
meeting,
you.
okay?
Thanks so
and Sell a
much.
ton of books.
We'll see you soon.
Thank
All right,
you.
still ahead. How you can donate more to charity without spending more money. That got you intrigued?
First, the Maori twins, Tia and Tamara, the inspiration behind their new book series and why they're writing it now.